Have you ever wondered what makes big corporations, so many multinationals still today, struggling with the diversity and inclusion value? What is the reason behind that? I mean, technically speaking, they all know how important diversity and inclusion is, and in the last few days we've been speaking about this question. My name is Raluca Gomes. I'm the founder of Impact2C, a company that is here to support other companies to be more profitable and more performant. As we say, in the last few months now, we started this daily crisis question, a question that is addressed to every single one of you, no matter the role or the responsibility that you hold within a corporation or a multinational, to still step up and still be a leader for yourself, for your family, for your community, for your teams, for your corporation. In this unusual time of crisis, the leaders don't necessarily have to be the one with a higher paycheck, with the one with a title, although they can still provide that. But nonetheless, every single one of us can become the leader. Now, when we speak about diversity and inclusion, the question I was asking is, we see the value behind it. We see that the groups that are more diverse and that are practicing in an awareness way the inclusion are those who are, in time, not only generated more ideas, but also generated more performance, more joy of being together, those that are moving things forward. So, knowing that and knowing the value behind it, why is it that so many corporations are still struggling with this? Well, the main answer is linked to fear. You see, in life we have two types of fear. So we have a fear of the other. So as soon as the person in front of us is different in a way, one of the main things that we may feel about it is fear, because they are different, because they are not like us. So it's absolutely normal to be afraid. The other thing is being afraid of showing them who I really am, being there without wearing any masks. So you see, the first type of fear, it's absolutely normal, as long as we don't know the other person. So you see, the key is here, it's very, very simple, is by discovering the other person that we start to fear less, that we open up, that we create a dialogue. And eventually we realize that although we have some major differences, maybe there are still some common values or things that are blending together and can push us to be better together. The key for diversity and inclusion is to learn and discover others without judgment, allowing them to be themselves and to show you who they are in order for us to have a group that is really working well together. The more you see them, the more you listen to them, the less you judge them, the more you discover them. And when we are discover the others, it's not longer the unknown, so the fear disappears. That's for the first fear. The second fear is the one that we feel, each of us, of being ourselves within a working place. So many of us, we are just wearing masks every single day when we are going to work. We think that we have to be in a specific way or think in a specific way. If not, we may lose our jobs, or we may not necessarily be appreciated by our teams or by our bosses, etc., etc. But this is coming with such a huge effort on one hand, and on the other hand, how really this is working. I mean, sometimes we think that we put a good mask on and that mask is not so good, so people can still steal through. And the other way is that sometimes those masks are just so tiring that at the end of the day, those for whom you are making the effort, they may not necessarily like you anyhow. So you see, there is a bet when you go to a workplace, and I'm not speaking about respecting the rules or being polite and things like that. I'm just speaking about being who you are and not longer depend on other people's opinion on you. When we move forward of that fear, when we know who we are, when we are not afraid to show our emotion, to be vulnerable, to be ourselves within a group, that group functioning even more. So you see, on one hand, we are dealing with, how to remove the fear of others, and in the other way, we are dealing with how to help others see us for whom we are. Like always, we are here to address questions that can help you be, reflecting, finding solution, finding those ideas that can move you out of this crisis. We are here to be your sounding board, your brainstorming partner, and together to win this crisis. Like always, thank you for listening and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.